Hi guys, it's Sterling Spectre here. In today's video, we're going to be going in depth into Flux parallel assets, going over how they work, their uses, and how you can earn double profits by mining Flux and parallel assets. So most of you might know about Flux or have heard about it, but many of you might not know what's under the surface of the Flux ecosystem. And a massive part of this ecosystem is the parallel assets. Now let's break down what parallel assets are and how you can earn and claim them. Officially, Flux was called Zelhash until March of 2021. On March 17th, Zelhash was forked into a new coin that we know as Flux. When this fork happened, there were 10 parallel assets integrated into the Flux ecosystem. This made it possible for Flux tokens to be put onto 10 blockchains outside of Flux. The main Flux chain is now able to interact with the 10 blockchains. This has helped give access to DeFi trading and features of multiple large decentralized exchanges. This is great as it opens up trading opportunity and paves the way for future developments in the parallel asset space. So parallel assets are Flux tokens that reside on other blockchains. As mentioned, there is 10 in total, and so far 5 have fully been released. These are Cardano Flux, Ethereum Flux, BSC Flux, Tron Flux, and Solana Flux. We then have 2 more that have been announced, which are Avalanche Flux and Luna Flux. These will be coming soon. And then we have 3 unknown assets that Flux have not yet announced. So the way it all works is that the native Flux coin can be swapped to any of these parallel assets. No matter what the asset is chosen to be swapped, they will always be in a 1-to-1 ratio. For example, if you have 2.5 native Flux token, you can swap this for 2.5 Flux ETH token. As you can see, the ratio stays the same. Swapping of these coins can be done on the zelcore wallet or Fusion app. We'll have a look at that a little later. So let's take a look at the Flux ETH token as an example. This token lives on the Ethereum blockchain and is no different to any of the coins on there. You can use Flux ETH token as Ethereum, which means you can trade on exchanges and earn fees by locking it in a liquidity pool. So these parallel assets can be used as coins that they are linked with on their blockchain. They also abide by all the rules of the blockchain that they are on, such as fees, for example. If we take Ethereum again as an example, we can see that gas fees on the Ethereum network will affect the fees of the Flux ETH token. Now the cross-chain swaps can be done in a 1-to-1 ratio because Flux has locked up a collateral on all other parallel chains. So when the swaps are made, the asset is locked in the supply on one chain and released on the other chain. This ensures that the total supply of Flux and the parallel assets combined can never be more than the maximum circulating supply. At the time of the fork back in March of 2021, the circulating supply was 123 million coins. However, the maximum supply is 440 million. So these parallel assets, in theory, you could exchange all the Flux coins in the world into parallel asset coins, which means the whole supply of Flux could be in Flux Cardano tokens. Now let's talk about how you can go about getting these assets and how they can double your mining profits. So these assets are distributed either through airdrops of coins or mining Flux coins. So airdrops are just random days where they decide to gift Flux coin owners in parallel assets based on how much Flux they have in their wallet. The more Flux you have at the time of the airdrop, the more parallel assets you will receive. Flux has said they will distribute 12.3 million Flux to holders after each parallel asset is released in these airdrops. So now let's talk about mining. At this point in time, only 5 assets have been released. When we mine Flux, we get 2 things, the native Flux token and the parallel assets. So for each coin you mine, you'll get 10% more in parallel assets. Because there is 5 released at the moment, you get paid an extra 50%. As we can see, we mine 1 coin and get 10% more of both ETH, Cardano, Tron, BSC, and Solana. Overall, if we add it up, it gives us 1.5 Flux mined overall, which is 50% extra profit. As said, there are 10 assets in total, and they will be released that will give us 100% more profit, which is double mining profits. Now, one of the greatest things that Flux mining is offering is the unreleased parallel asset stacking. If we take a look at our mining dashboard, we can see that these assets have not been released yet, but they are still waiting to be paid out when the assets are released. So for all the coins you mine now, you'll get 10% stacked into these assets. As you can see here, we have nearly 50 Flux waiting to be paid out to us. This way of mining highly incentivizes us miners, as we are doubling our profits once all the assets are released. While all blocks mined will generate parallel assets, it is up to the individual mining pool whether they will support the asset payouts. Mining pools won't be able to claim their asset rewards until the Flux team have whitelisted them for payouts. This is to prevent mining pools from claiming the rewards for themselves. So far, only 5 mining pools have been approved to claim the assets. I personally use Miner Pool because I have had my rigs on there for around a year and they have great payouts. Currently, the mining pools have decided to convert the earned parallel assets to the native Flux token. This is before they distribute it to the miners. This is because the parallel assets are paid out in native Flux and the fee is 2% is taken by the pool for the conversion. Usually their asset payouts happen every week on a Thursday. So what do parallel assets create in the Flux ecosystem? Well, the native Flux coin has many uses which you can use for launching and managing applications on the Flux network. They can also be used to run Flux nodes and help the decentralized layer of security in the zelcore wallet. However, the native Flux coin does have limitations similar to any coin. It only exists on its own blockchain and they have boundaries. Think of blockchains like islands. You can build bridges between islands, but they are done in very complicated ways. So parallel assets aim to overcome these limitations and create unity between the different chains. The main benefit is that it enables Flux holders to partake in DeFi swapping. It also establishes a more stable market for Flux that gives it much greater liquidity and less slippage when trading. These assets can be integrated into dApps and Infinity contracts. Lastly, the combination of parallel assets, the miners and the Fusion zelcore wallet create a powerful platform for trading, combine the best of centralized and decentralized exchanges in one place. Last thing I want to show you in this video is the zelcore wallet and how Flux is traded within there. So this is the wallet and it holds various different coins and the parallel asset coins as well. As you can see here, we have a small amount of Flux sitting there. If we go over to add asset, we can look at the parallel assets released here. The main DeFi swapping is done in the Fusion app. If we click on the app section, we can find the Fusion app here. There are also other apps that do various different things on the Flux network. If we now click on the swap function, we can see which ones we can swap for Flux parallel assets. This is the way that they can fully cross all these blockchains together to enable one of the most innovative crypto technologies. As you can see, we can swap any of these parallel assets or the native Flux token for any of the other parallel assets. Obviously, we have 3 more to be released right now, but we will be seeing them in the future. So if you guys have any more questions about this, then you can join my Discord. I help people with their mining problems or just mining questions in general. The link to join that is at the top of the description. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.